Dr. Jeremy Fisher at Vitality Integrative Medicine. Doctor, could you just describe your business a little bit?
Sure. So I am an integrative doctor, licensed as a naturopathic medical doctor, which is one of the three types of primary care doctors in the state of California that have prescription rights. What separates us from maybe more conventional or traditional medicine is that we're a bit more looking at the various underlying causes as they pertain to lifestyle and diet. We're trying to use more natural or less invasive treatments if and when possible, although we don't shy away from the use of conventional treatment like pharmaceuticals when needed, and that's very important often to use those. However, we recognize that often long-term optimal benefits can be attained by making use of a much broader array of treatments or looking at disease and health in a much broader manner, addressing stress, exercise, nutrition, looking at the various underlying toxicities that can impinge upon life, upon health, and taking all of these factors into play when we decide how to treat a condition.
Okay, Dr. Fisher, let me ask you, what made you to decide to open this business? I know it's integrative medicine, the way you practice and everything. It's very popular these days, and actually there's a great need for it. What made you want to get started in this business originally?
Good question. I don't know if I had one specific defining moment, but I probably would say that I was interested in health in general for a long time before I decided to go into medicine. I did have some personal health experiences, health issues that needed to be addressed that weren't sufficiently addressed from the traditional model of just using a pharmaceutical, for example. It did need to be addressed in a more broad, holistic, or integrative manner. And I did ultimately have benefit from those more integrative perspectives. So I saw firsthand the benefit of integrative medicine.
Perfect. And what is something that most people don't know about your business, doctor?
Well, a lot of people think of naturopathic doctors. They're probably thinking that we're just using like herbs, supplements, maybe addressing lifestyle. But we do also recognize the benefit, as I was saying, of pharmaceuticals, for example. And we do prescribe even antibiotics when needed. I recognize, at least, can't speak for all naturopathic doctors, but recognize that often we can have life-saving these medicines, pharmaceuticals can often be life-saving, and we do recognize the benefit from them. But the important thing is that we're always using things judiciously, using them when needed, as opposed to over-prescribing or using pharmaceutical when we could otherwise treat something very safely in a less intense, less side effect riddled manner. And that's why it's important to speak with a doctor who knows how to use things appropriately and when to prescribe versus when to prescribe pharmaceuticals versus when they could potentially use something like herbal medicine or intravenous non-antibiotic treatments.
Absolutely. And that's good. Let me ask you another question. What were the factors that made you choose this neighborhood, Sherman Oaks?
So I originally, actually, before I opened up my own office, I was actually renting from a smaller space and from someone in Studio City. So it was pretty close by, and I was looking for space, and there was a good opportunity here in Sherman Oaks. Also, it seems to be pretty well placed in terms of the freeway exits. People are always looking for how to get places easily in LA.
Perfect.
Which I've noticed since living here.
Oh, it's difficult. That's one of my pet peeves for sure. Being Sherman Oaks here and next to Beverly Hills, do you get a lot of celebrities? I imagine we won't mention names, but I imagine.
Some. I mean, I wouldn't say that large percentage of my clientele are celebrities, but yeah, some.
Yeah, I see that around Sherman Oaks here with other business owners. You know, they will have a lot of celebrities, and I know like most people are interested in that kind of things. Now, what's the most memorable experience that you've had working with, let's say, customers in general? Because I don't want to get into the privacy of individuals here.
I would just say that seeing a client that's suffered from a condition that's extremely debilitating, whether it be because of pain or extreme discomfort for many years, that hasn't been able to get benefit. I see this frequently, and then we start to see some really amazing improvements. They're not necessarily overnight, although sometimes they can be relatively rapid in the matter of weeks, but often these chronic conditions, we're noticing that over months of addressing the issue in a more integrative or holistic way, we are getting benefits. And that's something that really does, of course, give me joy to be able to see that I was able to make that kind of impression, or that kind of difference in someone's life.
Is there anything that you want to leave with your customers or clients, or potentially new clients, that you want to let them know how to get in touch with you, check your website, email you, call you?
Sure. My website is vitalityintegrative.com. The telephone number is 424-278-4325. I'm happy to speak to new clients if they want to kind of get a feel and see what I'm all about, and if we're a good fit. You can speak to me for a few minutes so I can get an idea about what's going on with you, and we can see if there's a way that we can help you. I'm always happy to help and happy to talk.